Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Malta, and welcome to EuRA 2016. What can I say? I'm Frances Edmonds, your MC for this event. I think this is the 9th year I've been with you. I think next year, the 10th year, they'll have to give me some sort of clock. It's such a joy to be back here with you today. So many old friends, so many new friends. But before we go any further, I think we have to congratulate the EuRA board and the EuRA management for the faith they've had in believing that this terrific hotel would be ready, and it's absolutely true. It is all right on the night. More than all right, it is truly fantastic, and for that we have to thank the professionalism of Hilton and the Hilton management. So a round of applause for everybody involved in this very courageous decision. Malta, what an extraordinary, beautiful, historic island this is. An island of immense strategic importance between north and south and east and west. A little island that has been invaded, attacked, bombarded, assaulted, traded over its extraordinary history. And yet, despite all this trauma and stress, despite it, and perhaps even because of it, Malta has an extraordinary tradition of family values, of looking after the extended family, of treating everybody with respect and understanding. You've had the opportunity to look around the island. You will see that children are cherished, and equally so are old people. And I look on EuRA, as I'm sure many of you do, as an extended family. And indeed, as with our own extended families, there are some aunts and uncles and cousins second removed, especially those of us with Irish families, whom you can't really stand. But the truth of the matter is, we will cover their backs. We will look after them when things are tough. And that is precisely one of the meta-themes that we will be discussing over the next few days in this EuRA 2016 conference. You'll be hearing another theme of extraordinary importance, but something which will not come as novel to many of you, because many of you intuitively are practicing this already. You'll be hearing about the new concept in organizational psychology called conscious capitalism. Conscious capitalism. Well, what does it mean? If I could just disaggregate the elements of conscious capitalism for you so that you don't have to see the organizational psychologist at vast expense, we can really break it down into a very simple concept, into 4 basic pillars. And the first element of conscious capitalism is an H, and it stands for higher purpose. Now, we're all here, clearly, in the business of making money. Nobody in their right sense is in business not to make money. But if you really want to energize everybody around you, if you really want to inspire and motivate and encourage all the people around you, there has to be a higher purpose. Now, I know so many of you, and I was struck by this the first time I ever engaged with EuRA, how many of you have been in the caring professions before you joined the relocation profession. Many of you nurses and teachers in the caring professions, you understand that you're often dealing with people under enormous stress who need the metaphorical hug. Some of you also love to look at processes and systems and make them even better so that work can be done better, more efficiently, more cheaply, and that too is a higher purpose. So over the next few days, we'll be encouraging you to look for the higher purpose of this profession together, each and every one of you, so that there is some common ground. H. E. E stands for ecosystem. Now, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a series of interconnected, interdependent elements, integrated elements, all of which function together. Integrated stakeholders. If ever there was a profession where integration is important, it is really this profession. My entire family is medical. Every single one of my brothers is a medic, except me. I escaped. I'm not so much a medic as a case history, I'm told. And one of my brothers is a consultant gastroenterologist, and another two of my brothers are consultant eye surgeons, which is all you need at my age as you reach the springtime of your senility, and all you really want is a decent gynae and a plastics man. But anyway, I digress. One of my brothers is truly a world expert in the area in which he specializes, one of the eye surgeons, and people come to him from all over the world to see him about their issue, their macular degeneration. And he's come up with a system which can save people's sight. And it occurred to me when I think of integrated stakeholders, when I think of delivering to the final consumer, the final client, the final patient, the final customer, that you can be the best surgeon in the world. And you can do a fantastic operation on that patient. But you know what? If the nursing staff supporting you don't do their job properly, if the pharmaceutical company who give you the drops that people are supposed to put in their eyes after an operation, if they haven't done their job properly, if the cleaning lady in the hospital hasn't done her job properly and you end up with some superbug like MRSA or C. difficile, if the people caring for you don't do their job properly, if the food is rotten, if the person supposed to pick you up at the end of your stay in hospital doesn't come or doesn't look after you on the way home, if any one of these interconnected elements goes wrong, it doesn't matter, Mr. Big Dog world-class surgeon, whether you have done a terrific job. The outcome is a failure. Integrated, interconnected elements, stakeholders, every single one of whom counts, otherwise the outcome will not be excellent. And we'll be drilling further down into that concept over the next few days. HEL. L is for leadership, something we speak about all the time here at EuRA. Leaders in conscious cultures, in conscious capitalism, have a very definite view of how things should be. They understand the way. Conscious leaders, it's not what they sell that matters, it's what they stand for. There's an organization, a business, should I say, in the UK, many of you must know about, John Lewis. John Lewis is a partnership. And by partnership, I don't mean there are 5 or 6 blokes at the top of this organogram and they share all the profits. No, the whole interesting thing about John Lewis partnership is that every single employee is a partner of John Lewis. And the ramifications of that are extraordinary in customer service and in profit. And the grocery retail arm of John Lewis is an organization called Waitrose, many of you familiar with. The MD of Waitrose is a man called Mark Price, who has been recently taken by the government in the UK and put in the House of Lords so that he can be a government minister, dealing with exports of British products abroad, because like most of the people in the British government, he actually does understand about business. Now, Mark Price tells the story about a couple of years ago, and Don will bear me out on this because he was one of the unfortunate customers. Many people had pre-ordered their organic Christmas turkey from Waitrose, and 2 months before Christmas, that's when people are organizing their turkey, the poor farmer whose turkey farm it was struck by some sort of foul blight, some terrible disease, and the entire flock had to be slaughtered. So Mark Price, conscious leader that he is, caring about his consumers, sent everybody a letter explaining what had happened, that the farmer, Mr. So-and-so, living in Norfolk, had had this blight, the flock had to be slaughtered, and here, he said, is a complete refund of your money, and because of any inconvenience we may have caused you, I am going to give you all a coupon for £50 to say we're terribly sorry. Already, that is an extraordinary thing. That's conscious leadership, understanding your client base. More extraordinary than that, Mark tells me, is that over 50% of those Waitrose consumers not only sent the money back for the turkey, they sent the £50 coupon back and said, please give it to the farmer, because we understand the plight he's in and the trauma he must be suffering. When you have a conscious business where you make it very clear that every stakeholder matters, every single one, you do not have people who are customers. You have people who are fans, and that is better business. They will not go anywhere else if they can do business with you. And that's what we're going to be discussing as well over the next few days. And the final element of conscious capitalism, the fourth pillar, is principles. The principles underlying your culture. We live in a world where everything is swirling, everything is growing, everything is developing. Many of you who've talked to me over the last few days are saying we can hardly even recognize this profession since we first joined it. And yet, even in a world where everything is swirling and changing and in constant flux, certain principles, ethics, values remain immutable. They simply do not change. To a large extent, many of these principles are encapsulated in your quality seal, but we're going to have a very good look at these over the next few days. Which are the principles to which everyone in this organization adheres? H-E-L-P, help. Help. Well, do you know what? We're used in this organization to having a little bit of exercise at the beginning of the conference, because I worry about you. You know, you travel from four corners of the universe, and it is my intention that nobody ever has deep vein thrombosis in any conference that I'm organizing. So if you could please have a little look under your seats, because in a seamless segue now, we are going to sing from the well-known song by Lennon and McCartney, that great Beatles hit, Help. And I want you to think of how it feels, and I want you to stand, and I want you to feel how it feels when you are an assignee, when you are being relocated and you feel miserable and you have to pull up stumps from wherever you live and you have to go somewhere else across the world with a grumpy wife and some grumpy children and a job you don't really know that much about. Now, I'm going to warn you, this is difficult, because when I asked the wonderful Minnie up there in charge of AV, hey, round of applause for Minnie and the boys and Joe, we're going to have, and Sabine will understand what I'm talking about, we're going to have a guitar chord, a quick tambourine rap, and then we're in, right? So we might need to do this twice. But let's just give it a whirl, and we'll see how we go. If you could play the music, please, Joe. Help, right, help. I need somebody, help. Not just anybody, help. You know, I need someone, help. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now I've got to move, I'm feeling at a loss. Brand new job, new town, new house, a foreign-speaking boss. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? My life is changing now in oh so many ways. I feel I'm stumbling through a multicultural maze. My friend the Relo Pro knows just the way I feel. I always find true peace of mind with the EuRA quality seal. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me. wonderful. Help, it could be written for this organisation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to your president and your CEO, but let's say just one thing. We have a certain gentleman here who has had an operation, who has a bit of an issue with his voice. So we don't want anybody irritating him or giving him stress or encouraging him to get in any way upset, because it's bad enough as it is, right? So without further ado, please, a very warm welcome for your President, Anita Meyer, and your own Tadze Linden.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is Tad.
This is Anita.
And we would like to welcome you all to this fabulous place. Like Francis told you, like you saw in the movie, we're in an outstanding location this time, outstanding hotel, super island. Now, Ted and I, we're here, but you might have the impression that we're running the show. We're not. We're being helped by our executive council. And I'd like to introduce them to you today because they are your representatives of your region. So it's very important that you get to know them and that you annoy them as often as you can with all your questions. So, where do I start? Ladies first. Christine Martin. Followed by Susanna Born. Same region. Sylvie Schmidt. Benelux. Michelle Bramstoft, a little bit higher up on the map in Europe. Elizabeth Sommer. Closing the ranks of the ladies. Stuart McAllister for the eastern part of Europe. Andrew Scott has the whole of England on his shoulders, and some of the Nordic countries. And last but not least, Ms. Klaus Kremers, the Vice President of EuRA.
And yes, we are making a point. These sunglasses are being sold in aid of this year's charity, Inspire, whom we'll talk about later. They are €5 each, and we'd love you to buy a pair each because we've got hundreds of them. And we don't want to have to take them home again. If enough people buy enough glasses, we might try and organise some sort of group photograph. Anyway, thank you very much to the board.
Thank you.
If you'd like to lead off that way. Oh, I haven't clicked on. Okay, so obviously for the second year, the EuRA App is in use for this conference. Oh, excuse me, I can't see. Oh, that's better. If you haven't already logged in, you can go to the exhibition area to get some help logging in and also some help on how to use the app during the conference period.
So the other thing we wanted to talk about, apart from the app, is that we're very, very happy to let you know that the membership is growing steadily. I hope you haven't opened the directory yet, because the president's letter says that we're at 490 members, so that letter is completely obsolete. Don't throw the entire directory away, just tear out the first page, because we're now at 501 members. In 112 countries. It was EuRA, now it's EuRA the world or something,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And number 500.
Yes.
Number 500.
Where's number 500?
Where's number 500? Elena Antoniak. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I need some glasses too.
You need
Oh,
sunglasses.
thank you very much. Thank you. So this is
It's
what
there.
the 500th member receives. Todd.
Yeah, the 1,000th member will be slightly larger.
Oh, okay. Good. So EuRA is growing very, very fast. Thank you for this. The 500 member is coming from Romania and it's called Nestlers, not Nestle. A lot of people ask us, are you a Nestle company? No, but we are getting there. And the last thing, we have an old traditional saying in Romania. If the 500th member is coming from Romania, this means that the next EuRA Conference should be held in Romania. What do you think?
Unfortunately, we went
can
to
think about
Romania a
that.
couple of days ago. We reminded you of that at the very beginning of the conference.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the conference.
Congratulations, Selena.
Now, the 500 members are made up of various different categories of member. We have affiliate, associate, worldwide, and full. And this slide shows the percentage of full members as compared to the worldwide members, which is the orange, the associate, which is the green, and the affiliate, which is the dark blue. So 52% of members are indeed full members. Of that 52% of full members, roughly 15% of the 52% are EuRA Global Quality Seal holders. So we're getting there slowly, but the more of you that go through the Global Quality Seal process, the better. The Global Quality Seal, of course, has been around now for several years. It's revised on an annual basis, and the next version will come into force on the 1st of July. We're talking about 59 members in 39 countries, so the Global Quality Seal covers 1/3 of the countries that we have within the association. We also have some 53 members awaiting recertification or indeed certification for the first time. If you want more information about the Quality Seal, there's information. There are booths in the exhibition area. We have Martina Sharvai, who leads the project, who is able to help you if you'd like some advice. And we have representatives from, or should have representatives from, both DQS and SGS, who are two auditing companies. I would also say that more and more members are actually combining the ISO with the EGQS.
And if we speak about quality, we also have to speak about training. We're changing the entire training system in EuRA. From now on, or in a few months, we are moving all our training online. It will be accessible to everybody. It will be free. You go online, you get the training you want, it'll all be there, you choose the one that's most convenient for you. That's what we call open source. Everything is available nowadays on the website, on the internet, which reduces the costs, which makes it more accessible to the people from all parts of the world. The only thing that will still need to be paid is the certification. It's like the diploma you get when you have succeeded in your training.
Moving on, a quick look at the European index trend. As you can see, the EuRA index has now been going since December 2009, and at the moment it rests well above the original line. Now, we do this every month, and we would encourage members to participate. You should all receive an email once a month. It takes literally 3 minutes to answer 3 questions. And the more people that respond to this, the better the result. Effectively, we would like to see more than 15% of the membership responding. However, we accept that sometimes it's difficult for people to do it. But if you could, when you are able, complete it, it would be a great help to us. I'd also like to thank Helmut Berg, who analyzes the results every month and sends them back to us to be sent out a bulletin the following month. His assistance in this is much appreciated. And also to Maria, who compiles all the results in the office.
Next, we need to talk about the dialogue that we have started a couple of years ago with the RMCs, relocation management companies. Every year in September, I think, we meet in London, September,
Yes.
October. Yeah. We listen to them. We try to incorporate their ideas of what needs to be added to the training, to the way the relocation is developing. They give a lot of input to the EuRA organization. So I would say, please don't miss the RMC DSP breakout tomorrow. It is at 1:30 p.m. in the Porto Tommaso ballroom, because the room's always been too small for this kind of session. This time, we think we'll meet the demands by the size of the room. So we expect to see you there tomorrow.
And the Porto Tommaso ballroom is on the other side of the hotel lobby, if you're unsure, on the same level as the restaurant. Industry partners. We're delighted to welcome Steve Cryan, who's here today, or should be here today, arriving today, and also Peggy Smith from the WLC, and Patrick O'Donnell from IMC, a conference that Dominic and I recently attended in Asia. We're also pleased to announce, of course, that we'll be holding our 11th US reception in Washington. I would say that at the moment, EuRA is working with the CERC, Canadian Employee Relocation Council, on a joint research project, which Steve will be reporting on Friday, so come and listen to that. It's the research on this research to research all the research that's been done on relocation. So it's the research of the research. It should be very, very interesting. We are also hoping to work with IMC at one of their events in Asia in the not too distant future.
So now it is my privilege to thank the conference sponsor, the wonderful, generous, loyal Court, who's been there for many years, and this year again. Thank you, Court.
Well, we're now going to go through this relatively quickly. Perhaps you could hold your clapping to the end. Otherwise, you'll be exhausted. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsors. You can see them all there.
We have silver sponsors as well, and the gala dinner sponsor, and the party night sponsor for Friday. So you were doing the silver sponsors.
Oh, silver sponsors.
Bronze sponsors, it's a color that looks very much like gold.
And the event sponsors, we have a logistics sponsor, a training sponsor, the Saturday boat tour sponsor, very, very important. If you'd like to go on the Saturday boat tour, please sign up at the registration desk. Places are 25 euros a head. All the proceeds go to our charity this year. We also have the welcome reception sponsor, meeting point sponsor, immigration symposium sponsor, which took place yesterday and I gather was extremely successful, and the conference bag sponsor.
Gift sponsors?
Yep.
They're all in your bag. Take another look, they're all there.
And then finally, our many exhibitors who you can find in the exhibit hall. Please visit them. Now, moving on, we do want to say a little bit more about this year's charity. On this slide, you can see there is a paragraph which Inspire have provided us. Our target this year is to raise as much as we can for the program that Inspire run for children. Each child that they put through their program costs 700 euros. Now, at this stage, and we're only at the opening of the conference, we've actually raised sufficient money to put 15 kids through this program. This is partly made up.
Good.
of a donation from our keynote speaker, Mr. Phil Silverman, the sale of a few sunglasses, a few boat tour tickets, and of course, €5 per app downloaded. We do want to achieve a significant target this year, if we possibly can.
You must have noticed that everything that concerns numbers was on the slides of Tad. That's how good I am at numbers. But this I understand. If it takes €700 to take a child through the program, and if there's 700 people here today, tomorrow, if we all buy one pair of sunglasses and we download the app, we already have 10 children that can go through the program. The 15 that have already been taken care of, if we now add a little bit of a boat, if we do the silent auction, if we do the live auction on the party on Friday, which will be, of course, hosted by our very professional auctioneer, Patrick Oman. Please be there. And a few of the items that the people from Inspire are selling in the exhibition room, really nice artifacts. Then I think, can I have the next slide? Then, if all that happens, I think we're going to do even better than last year. But tell us what we did last year.
As you can see, there's a white minibus with a red bow on it. We bought it. So well done us. We raised over 20,000 last year. And overall, EuRA has raised over 67,000. But we need to make that total higher and higher and be more aware of people who need more than we do. So please put your hands in your pockets. Please don't say, but I've already got a pair of Prada sunglasses. Someone pointed out, someone made a comment. You know when you're driving along in the car and the sun comes out and suddenly you think, oh, damn, I haven't got my sunglasses. Just buy a pair and stick them in the glove compartment. You'll always have a pair of sunglasses. Okay, thank you very much indeed. I hope you enjoy the conference and I hope you can put up with my croaking.
Back to Francis.